and welcome to the SmackDown review. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by Dudley WhatCulture to review everything that happened on this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we're not going to review SmackDown, but also around the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to review this week's episode of, always forgot, Friday Night SmackDown. And the streak continues.
The SmackDown intro that you do is simultaneously my favourite and least favourite of yours all week. Because I'm very excited that we're about to talk about SmackDown.
Obviously.
Favourite. I miss you going, oh, Friday Night SmackDown. Least favourite. That's my favourite of all the shows that you do in that intro, in that rundown. And what I love about that is how it is gradually morphed into my actual emotional response on a Saturday morning. Oh, Friday Night SmackDown, you have arrived again in my Netflix mailbox, in this analogy. Should say, by the way, I had to watch this late on Sunday afternoon.
Same.
As opposed to my usual Saturday morning view. And happy 80th birthday to my dad, Norman Hamflett, from last Friday. For which, really, all of my interest in wrestling would not have been possible.
Oh.
It was his brother, my uncle, at first, was the one who got Sky, so it exposed me to it. And then when we didn't have Sky for the longest time, he would endlessly hassle, as it turns out, his friends and then colleagues at the factories he worked at, who did have Sky, to, as we later discovered, basically lose their entire TV viewing for the night to tape wrestling for their work friend's idiot kid. So for about 7 years, it was my dad's graft that allowed me to become this ludicrous Fed obsessive, as well as taking me to the many, many, many car boot sales where we hunted down figures and videos. He was as vital a part of this as anything. And as a shout out to my dad, who might watch this because I do sometimes catch Dadley Boys on his YouTube searches that he doesn't see me spotting. I think on very rare occasions, I think he's quite proud, but he wouldn't, it's real. His favourite three, I'm going to pay tribute to my dad this morning. His favourite three moments in wrestling history, the ones that shocked him, I think basically that made him stop in his tracks and watch what I was watching. Jesus, great, son. Number 3, Tatanka turns heel on Lex Luger and sells out to the $1 Million Man.
Oh.
Number 2, the greatest angle of all time, in my opinion. Jake Roberts sets the Cobra on Randy Savage. I mean, that's going to stop everybody in every track, isn't it? And number 1...
Is that allowed, son?
Yeah, basically. And number 1, and it became the wrestler that he fell in love with instantly because he just thought it was just class patter that he'd done it, was Shawn Michaels throwing Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window, and then as a dad, did the right thing and immediately picked the guy that I would theoretically hate the most in Shawn Michaels and be like, Shawn's my favourite. No, Dad, I like Bret Hart. Well, Shawn's my favourite. Your guy sucks. So for years, as a bit of a wind-up, Shawn was my dad's favourite, and then it just turned out he had a brilliant eye for talent because Shawn went on to be, I was like, yeah, all right, Dad, you're right about Shawn. He's actually good. So yeah, shout out to my dad. Happy birthday. But as a result of that, we were all away for the weekend, big family weekend, somewhat off the grid. We were in the snowy climes of Whitley Bay, where apparently the 5G is abysmal. Basically about 15 minutes up the road from where we're recording now. Yeah. So couldn't even, when attempting to watch a bit of SmackDown on my phone on Netflix with the kids per their request, couldn't. So we got home Sunday afternoon, stuck it on, and I have some kind of issues with this show at a fundamental booking level while being entertained by the majority of it.
That's fair.
I know you don't come to the SmackDown coverage for this all the time, but I just think there might be a bit of critical analysis. I think that's the run that this show is on. I would argue with you that I don't think we're in the Man United haircut form of multiple episodes in a row. I think this was the first one that stumbled in a while.
Score draw, maybe.
Score draw. And he can't cut his hair on a score draw. No. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's the rule.
So yeah, a lot that I was entertained by, but I'm seeing some deep-rooted problems. Problems that would be heightened should, as you told me today, SmackDown return to 3 hours in the new year.
Well, this is the report I read over the weekend from WrestleOps, I want to say.
Okay.
I'll double check that now, actually. But yes, my blood ran cold when I saw this, and I was like, please let it be Wrestle Oops or something like that on Twitter. But I did see, I'm just going to find it. Here it is. Sports Illustrated sharing it. Wrestle Votes, sorry, not WrestleOps. According to sources, WWE and USA Network have decided to move SmackDown back to 3 hours, beginning with the January 2nd show from Buffalo, New York, which would presumably be one of the first shows we review next year, which is going to be very interesting. The rumor I heard was because the people within WWE were pissed off that, this might be complete bollocks, but Braun Strowman's new cookery/eating show is doing great guns. It beat AEW, Dynamite, and NXT in the ratings last week. It did a 0.13.
They've fired Braun twice. And the first time, it was shocking because of how popular he apparently was in quarter hours, maybe?
Yeah.
I want to say. And then the second time around, they kind of, I don't know, it felt like they booked him into where it's like, well, we've done everything we can with big old Braun. You know, it doesn't serve purposes anymore. Apparently he does. And I find that quite funny. Was this for USA Network or was this for somewhere entirely different?
I don't know. Let me find out about a Braun show because it has been very popular according to reports. Braun Strowman.
It's a food
Everything on the Menu, it's called. Yeah, it did 533,000 and a 0.13 in the demo.
Go and see, eat everything. Go to a restaurant.
I'm intrigued to watch. Maybe we should review that.
Maybe that's how they've got the numbers because people want to see if it is what the title says or if they've been clickbaited.
I can't see the channel. It just says, but I assume it must be on straight afterwards. That's the
I guess
thing.
so, yeah. January the 2nd. That's the Friday after New Year. Are you in the office?
No. That'll be the first day we're meant to be back. But
yeah, this guy. Guess he probably will be. This guy, Mr. Supposed Part-Timer. I probably won't do a one-man preview of a 3-hour show where nobody else is in the building. But yeah, you're right.
Fallout from New Year's Eve or whatever.
Maybe I'll do that.
Apparently, season 2 is now in jeopardy as a result of this 3-hour move.
I'll do
which is very spiteful and very WWE.
Very petty WWE. I'll do...
Why don't they do picture-in-picture? So I think he's just chowing down in the corner.
With you can choose which audio channel you listen to. It's either a Braun Strowman mukbang or WWE content.
Have you ever done a mukbang? Should we do a mukbang?
I think the closest we came to doing a mukbang was it's still on YouTube now. It's the Dudley Boys YouTube 1-year anniversary.
Yes,
where it was a brilliant Nicholas idea, brilliant because we got fed on company dime basically. Where it was took the format of Table for Three, and to celebrate a year on YouTube for the podcast, and at this point, several years deep as a podcast,
and being kings of the podcast charts.
There's a point where you kind of have to stop celebrating that. It's like Ferguson saying upon winning the medals, enjoy them today. Then take them off tomorrow and we get back to training. That's kind of our attitude every Monday morning. We had a Burger King as we talked about how we all met, how the podcast came together. It's a lovely video. I'm really grateful that we were able to make that. And somebody compared me to that of a cobra. Second mention for that animal on this podcast, in how I was able to apparently dislocate my jaw to fit 4 burgers in because work were paying, we went down Burger King and on the screen, I'd never seen this button before. It was I'm going to say a word I hate, add patty. And you could, I just pressed it until I couldn't. And it allowed you to add.
That's what we'll do with this podcast, but it said add patter. And then it's you can't get any more. And you see, we already do.
That's why we take the medals off and then each week happens and we have new ones given to us every Friday. I just pressed it twice more on a double burger. 4 burgers.
Insane.
For a double.
We haven't been to the Heart Attack Grill in Vegas. You can do that. You can have an octuple burger there.
I want to do that.
We'll go next year if we're going.
If we're going. I wish we could announce it. We can't yet, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
Come on.
I want to go there. I want to go to the Heart Attack Grill. That's so funny. Duality of friends and colleagues, by the way. I sent a text message to Nicholas this morning, apropos of nothing, but we'll just sometimes talk about a little bit of running or if we had a good run, a bad run, whatever. And I just mentioned, I'm just saying this. Could lead to absolutely nothing. I'm just saying it. And he hasn't replied, which is fine. Nothing's getting planned. But I was hypothetically, what if we did a half marathon in Vegas?
Wow.
I don't mean like an organised thing, just the two of us. We went out and did a 10K last time. What if we went out crack of dawn and tried to knock out before the working day starts, 13.1 miles. Duality of me. With you, you're like, 8 burgers at the heart attack. And I'm thinking, yes.
I've already started getting pushed. I mean, you're on media, of course. It's going to be on social media. It's going to be pushed anyway. But I've already started taking another peek at the here's so and so in Las Vegas on the big fat pig machine or whatever it's called. And I was like, oh yeah, I miss you.
Phil sent me a video, and I've still yet to check if it's AI. It's got to be. It's absolutely got to be. Of apparently like them building a big old slide down the side of the Luxor. It's like slide down the pyramid. Like it's got to be AI. But I think, when you want something, it's not like the Coca-Cola advert that is so transparently AI. I think I need to drink more Pepsi in protest.
Yes.
Like this is like, well, if it's AI, why can't we just make that real?
Yeah, don't offer me something and then take it away. Was it 5 months tomorrow? WrestleMania 42, 18th of April. Is that?
That's like the opposite reaction to what I get when I'm leaving our local Asda at the moment. They've put like a countdown to Christmas on, and it's in days. It's so close. It's in days.
It was when the other week, last week presumably, someone said to me, it's 6 weeks to Christmas. I was like, no, it's not. Yeah, it is 6 weeks away. My weekend, just to give you a quick wrestling update on that, I watched it also on Sunday night, as it would be. Saturday night, I was around my friend Sparky and SJ's. Our kids hang out and stuff. We went on holiday together. And kids went to bed, and we sat downstairs, had a little drink and what have you, and watched the Eubank Jr. Conor Benn 2 fight, which was very enjoyable, very entertaining.
Me that does that. I can now watch the sons having watched their father's fight.
And afterwards, what should we watch now? And Anne-Louise said, should we watch SmackDown? We haven't watched SmackDown yet. And I went, no, because it felt like, no, don't do my job whilst we're doing this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drag you to watch, well, you'll enjoy the MFTs, but, you won't enjoy it the same way that I do. And so Sparks said, I'll tell you what, his son's really got into it, and randomly he's got to get this out of him quickly. He's got really into Kane. But not like he's not seen corporate Kane or anything like that. He's seen old school Kane. And he was like, I'm going to show him. He was like, what was the Rumble that he did amazing at? And I was like, 2001, correct? Yes. Still got it. Yeah. And I was like, 2001. He was like, right, let's watch it, see if it's okay for a 5-year-old to watch, basically.
You watched the 2001 Rumble?
So we watched a bit of it on Saturday night. In amongst just, skimming through, what was there on the rest of the card? Angle Triple H.
Benoit Jericho. Dudley's Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
Trish and Stephanie.
Trish.
No, that was at No Way Out.
That was in the part of the Triple H angle stuff. So we put it on, and a bit of it was like, I've got a hot take coming, because there was a bit of it building to be like, oh, look at all the people that are going to be in the Rumble. And, some people, Steve Blackman as well.
Yeah.
And there was an interview with The Rock, and I was like, there it is. There's the reason why he was my favorite, better than grumpy old Stone Cold Steve Austin, because he's there, and he's like backstage like Kevin Kelly, and he's like, Rock, he won last year, but you're one of the favorites. And he's like, yeah, a lot of people are talking about, are Kane and The Undertaker in cahoots? Are they together? And he went, they can be together. As I throw their monkey asses over the top rope. And I was like, there he is. He's in God mode. And he said, are they together? Do they want to do stuff together? The Undertaker wants to get coffee. Kane wants to get flicked on that big red nipple of his. There it is. That's why he's the best. And then I watched Kane, and I was like, pretty goated. Like, I can understand why if you just watch that and then you hear me slagging him off on one of our Talking Heads videos, you go like, no, because he just twats. I think it's Grandmaster Sexay with using this bin lid. This bin lid is one of the biggest workers in that match. He twats Grandmaster Sexay with it, who just jumps over the top rope. Then he's like, see you later, Steve Blackman. See you later, whoever else is in there.
Raven around that time.
Clears the ring, and he's like, right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, I'm a honky tonk man. And I was like, well, do not press that button, because this will be good stuff. And he comes out for his fans, does his song, smashes the guitar over his head, see you later. And then The Rock comes out, and it's like, right, proper wrestling can start now.
Yeah. It's a beloved. I like it. I love parts of it. It's a lot of people's favourite of a Rumble, that one. Not mine, but I like it a lot.
Makes sense. I need to go back and watch it.
There's a lot that goes on in it. It's quite a good bit of stuff. Like the Big Show returns from OVW, where he'd been punishment sent on like a weight loss trip. He didn't really lose any weight. He came back and kicked the Rock's ass. And obviously Austin's story is very good throughout it. One of my guiding memories of that Rumble is that it was the second Rumble, second of 2, I think. to be on Channel 4.
Yes.
Because
I think I watched that one.
I'm pretty sure the Big Show comes out and live it goes straight to ads. It was either live or they put the 50-minute thing on from Backlash or whatever, and they just slapped an ad break right in the middle of it. Where's Big Show? Oh my God, Big Show's back. Ad break. Great.
But I also I still kind of like it being like, let's watch season 2001 of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
It's weird the way it works on Netflix.
It's strange.
UK. But let's get into this week's SmackDown because it was a lot to deal with around War Games, of course. And we opened the show with a recap of what happened on Raw with the now former tag team champion Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss and the Kabuki Warriors and Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
Oh my God.
Out comes Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, and Rhea talks about how she's got a broken nose, and since that happened, it's all sort of gone chaotic in the tag division. Kabuki Warriors think they're untouchable because they're the tag champs, and now they've got Nia and Lash, and they think numbers game, they're just going to dominate. But that also means they're making a lot of enemies, and Io says, yep, nowhere to hide in War Games. And Rhea brings out, for now at least, their partners for the match beyond, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and Bliss is fired up. She says, you want to get dirty? Nia and Lash, that's fine by me. You want some Kabuki Warriors? It's on, basically. And Charlotte Flair suddenly says, Lexi, I can't do this. I can't. And I'm like, what the hell's happening? I can't pretend anymore. Look, Rhea, I don't like you. I don't trust you. I think you're a snake. But you probably don't like me. You probably think I'm a snake. Can't blame you. Look, there's just too much history here, too much bad blood. Just because we have the same enemy, it doesn't change that. I can't look past it. Look, Lexi, you're my friend and I trust you. I want to do this. If you want to do this, sorry, I understand. But count me out. And I was like, here comes the heel beatdown. And then nothing happened. And the segment ended.
Yeah, they did, to be fair. Corey Graves and Michael Cole called this out as awkward. I think that was the exact word they used. I don't know if they thought it was awkward for the same reasons I thought it was awkward, but it was awkward. Charlotte Flair, this is it. This is something, is how I would classify this. This is something. Can we, sorry, I know it's awkward for you. Can we jump ahead to a segment later on? Because I feel like it's directly relevant. We're talking about
R-Truth and his balls.
Beatdown.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. The beatdown. That makes more sense,
One,
obviously.
please, yeah.
1 second. I was looking at a different thing. Obviously, I was just assuming that was what you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Alexa's chatting to Rhea and Io backstage. Surprised that Charlotte just walked out. Not the only one, Alexa, to be honest. She's not returning her calls. She's not returning the text messages. I mean, who would return calls? It's 2025. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to my friends on the phone. Rhea's like, look, I know we've got a bit of a past, but I can't hope for one night. But we'll find 2 new partners. It's fine. And Lexa's like, right, I'll go and deal with trying to contact Charlotte again, except the Kabuki Warriors come in, ambush them from behind. Rhea fights back with a headbutt to Kairi Sane, and then Lash Legend just smashes everybody. And they throw Rhea and Io into production crates and just lay them out, the heels standing tall with the weakened Women's War Games team.
So the fact that Charlotte has allowed this beatdown to take place, especially on Alexa, and to a lesser extent Io Sky, suggests that this wasn't some sort of plan. That's why I wanted to reference it.
Yeah,
now.
It wasn't like baiting them in.
Yeah.
This weird strategy.
Exactly, yeah. It would be a terrible strategy if so, because now they're taking a kick in just before, like 2 weeks before. Yeah. So we can take what we've seen here in this segment as Charlotte Flair, the character, being truthful and saying, no, I can't trust Rhea Ripley. A couple of things here. There have been wrestlers that have tagged together or have coexisted on the same rosters with substantially deeper beefs than whatever exists between Charlotte and Rhea. I know they had that run against one another in 2021. I know that Rhea lost to Charlotte at the Pandemic WrestleMania. I know that Rhea defeated Charlotte in that all-timer, one of the best matches ever. You were there for it.
Yeah, which would merit them being like, we hated each other, but we've...
But if anything, we've kind of beat the respect back into one another. Like, Charlotte was gone for the bulk of the period where Rhea Ripley was in the Judgment Day as a heel, and then has returned mostly in the era that Rhea's been a babyface and stuff. So it's fine. Like, every wrestler's feud with every wrestler, but Charlotte has kind of had far nastier beefs with wrestlers and made peace than Rhea Ripley. So that's odd, but a plot is a plot, whatever. And the backstage segment would imply that at least we're supposed to take this as real and not some sort of ruse. It's a shame that Charlotte Flair is not the most convincing actor, despite the messaging sometimes being quite convincing. I could actually buy that Ashley Morgan, is that Rick's middle name? Ashley Fleer might actually have these beliefs about her colleagues that she wants to still be the best and be the top and be the, we've seen the super competitive side of Charlotte Flair before. And yet I struggled to buy her performance of not trusting Rhea Ripley here. Now, you made a point on the Raw preview, which should be available to view and listen to as you're listening to the sound of my voice, that Becky Lynch joining the heel War Games team would be a reason for Charlotte to be like, well, I didn't count on that. I need to kick her ass. Right? There. Now, there's a beef. There's a perfect example, by the way. She made peace with Becky enough to be on the same War Games team with her in 2023.
Of course, yeah.
Funny that. Like, 2022, whenever it was. Could Lyra and Bayley agree to like take the spot, and then for the second time this year, Becky Lynch jumps Bayley to take her out of a match, like just like she did at WrestleMania, a nice bit of a callback, and it's like, oh, the babyfaces are down to 4 again, and that's how Charlotte gets back in.
Maybe
I don't know. Like I think AJ Lee and Becky Lynch make up the numbers on both sides. But
you obviously haven't consulted your calendar because what happened? Well, last week, so the week of SmackDown, 4 years ago.
2021,
November 12th, I think it was, 2021.
You're going to tell me it was Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair?
Nope, but it is a justification for like, Charlotte's like, you know what? And I alluded to this on the Raw Preview podcast. She's like, you know what? There's nothing that you can't say or do anything to get me back into this match. You can beat down Alexa Bliss, and even then I go, yeah, I can't see past it for Rhea. But one thing might convince her to get back into War Games.
Was 2021 the belt swap?
Well,
it was around this time, isn't it? Because it was a Survivor Series build, obviously. That's the saddest moment of my life, the belt swap, if anything, as a wrestling fan. I don't know, you're going to have to remind me.
4 letters, 2 words. Or should I say, Becky Lynch is added to the heel team. Looks like Charlotte Flair's back in, baby.
We finally found the way to make a narrative babyface choice. Well, clearly, we're dealing with angle of the year stuff here. Yeah, weird segment, but I don't actually mind it for the stuff they're going to plot towards.
Following that, we have our first match of the night, the Last Time Is Now tournament, first round match. Well, everyone told me in my pal over here that this match was going to suck ass because it was the Jey Uso versus The Miz match. Here we come, WWE slop. Oh, what's this? Oh, look, a match of the year contender this way comes. Maybe not quite that good, but I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, the ball knowers can fuck off because Miz and Jey Uso put one in the eye of the haters on SmackDown, and I, for one, was glad to see it.
Miz had his entrance cut off Jey Uso doing the old... He went for an early skull-crushing finale in there, but Uso escapes, clotheslines Miz to the outside. It's a suicide dive to take us to a break. We come back. Miz is in control, hitting... I know it's the same offense, but I'm like, it's kicking you.
that's how Miz.
He does that knees first drop to the face in the corner, and that spike DDT, which was a proper spike, wasn't it?
They were in the
was
mood.
on his head.
Yeah, they were in the mood.
That photo of Shawn Michaels, it reminded me of, where he's just him alone, like an upside-down statue. Uso came back with came back with a neck breaker for a near fall. Miz dodges a running hip strike, and then becomes John Cena.
Oh my God.
Does all the setup and hits the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yep. Give him the match.
Give him the whole tournament, yeah. But Jay gets out of an AA, recovers, super kicks Miz. Then he might have been going for a Samoan drop, but also maybe thought, I'll do an AA then, bollocks to it. But Miz gets out of that and hits the skull-crushing finale for a great near fall. Then he's like, probably... super skull-crushing finale or something. But Jay gets out of that and it was like a Samoan drop onto the ropes, wasn't it? To sort of, take all the wind out of him. Then it's the spear and the Uso splash. 1, 2, 3, Jey Uso wins. Really enjoyed this.
Like one of the surprise packages of the year. We have a lot of fun here, gang, on this SmackDown coverage, but neither myself nor Wilbourn, as much as we love both these wrestlers in our own unique ways, did we expect this to be good. And it was, like a nice, neat story told from the Miz's side of things, which is, you should respect me once in a while. And he does this every now and then where it's like, I need to remind people that I just choose not to.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I love about him is, like, just because he can, it doesn't mean he actually has to. And I like that when he turns up and turns it down personally.
I saw a thing on X that was like, who is this describing? It was like a bar chart, and it was like wrestler hype, in-ring ability, and then like a really small one for like audience appreciation. And someone was talking about the Young Bucks, and someone else said, this is the Miz. And I was like, in a very different way to the Young Bucks, you might have a point.
Is your take on that warped because somebody that sits to your left every day just legitimately loves the Miz?
Yeah.
So like, well, actually, I'm aware of people that think this guy's pretty cool.
I'm kind of good in partially because you've got Young Bucks over here and yourself with the Miz over there.
Like, I like that the Miz only kind of turns it on when he can absolutely be arsed.
And he'll turn it on the entirety of next year.
Oh, well, it's the year of the Miz, 2026. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Hoorah! The Miz, right? I'm wearing this now and it's reminding me of it. I bought this Nexus armband. Well, I didn't actually buy this Nexus armband. It came free with the Nexus t-shirt on the night, the first night of mine and my wife's honeymoon.
Amazing.
15 years ago this week. It's why I won't be on the SmackDown preview this Friday. Or maybe I will. Maybe
you
on
will.
Friday.
Maybe you will. But maybe it'll be a real advanced preview.
What? Happy anniversary, 15 years this week.
Well, who's that to? Your wife or Nexus?
Both in a way, because it's my wife, but also it's kind of beginning and the end of the Nexus, because John Cena like plowed through them all the time after this one. Miz cashed in that night, of course, and became WWE champion. It was awesome, and I really did have an affinity with the Miz from that point on. And it was for nights like this, ultimately. Like, when he makes people care, and I believe the Miz cares about wanting to wrestle John Cena and has now fallen short, like, I got people massively on the hook for his win. And what I think is a total accident of this is because he's not getting the match, he just did the moves.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Cena doing the Edge stuff that week.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, that's not happening, so I'll do these moves. Miz did all the moves because he's not getting the match. But what that has actually done, psychologically, here I am doing Jey Uso stuff, is that now Jey Uso has like proven that I can actually survive John Cena's offense. So if he was to make it through to a tournament final against, I don't know, a Gunther,
yeah,
and he's proven he can beat Gunther in the past, and he's now proven that he can sustain John Cena's like best and brightest moves.
People would panic so much.
Jay. Wouldn't they just, right? And that the idea of that final being Gunther Jey, a WrestleMania rematch for the right to fight John Cena. Can you imagine the tension in the building? Mm-hmm. Like they didn't just create something on the night that was pretty good. They've actually put the building blocks in place for like a potentially extremely stressful final. I like it.
We go backstage, we see the SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is. He's talking to the US champ, Ilya Dragunov. And he says, he's interrupted by DIY. Here comes Tommaso Ciampa, not happy again about the whole open challenge and a so-called fighting champion ducking him. And the jackass stuff is brought up again.
Yeah.
And the SmackDown GM's like, it's his belt, he can defend it wherever he fancies it against. And Dragunov says when he took the Legacy of the US Open Challenge, he wanted to do things the right way, and that is not giving opportunities to jackasses. It's fighting warriors who are willing to fight with respect and honor for the title. There's nothing honorable about Ciampa, so he's going to give someone who deserves this, who fights with honor and respect. That being, of course, Axiom. Ciampa can't believe this, and I should mention Nathan Fraser. When I'm cleaning windows, stood there feeling very happy about all this situation as well. And I think there's a tag match between these four coming next week as a result of what happened post US Open Challenge. But before the SmackDown GM can leave this whole nightmare situation alone, what the hell are you doing here, Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed?
Yeah, I guess we'll get to that when it develops. Thank you for proving my point before I even had to make it with the Nathan Fraser and Axiom things there, because what we don't do on this podcast is beat. Well, we don't do bits, but if we did do bits, we certainly wouldn't beat them into the ground. And that's definitely what WWE are trying to do here with this jackass thing that I already hate, right? At the start of this podcast, I said, I broadly quite enjoy this show, but there are fundamental problems with the booking, and a lot of it is centered in this, because the jackass stuff is really annoying, really quickly, and it's the wrong thing to do for Ilya Dragunov, but this is that WWE thing and bloody Road Dogg, where it's like, no, this is just how we do it, so we're going to staple this thing we do to a wrestler that shouldn't have it. Don't do that. Find what... WWE doesn't need telling this. It's been an all right 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Find what fits about the wrestler and do that. Don't be like, well, here's our 6 ideas. Let's see how we're going to share them out this week. That was why John Cena was the only wrestler that got over for all those years. Because he was the only guy capable of doing any of them. Right, what's our 6 things? Stupid nickname. No selling the results of every match ever. No selling midway through matches. Flogging merchandise and absolutely burying any opponent 6 foot underground so they can never recover. And like, I've got 5 you can't see anybody else because everybody else would die under John Cena's ability to do all 5 of them better than anybody. Ilya Dragunov cannot say jackass. He cannot deliver this material, which, by the way, is bad and not on him. But it's not where it feels icky and awkward. And what makes matters worse, and this segment articulated something for me that I couldn't myself on the preview. I was trying to get across that this Ciampa thing isn't working because ultimately he is doing nothing wrong and Dragunov is the one looking like an arsehole for not challenging him. And this segment like crystallized that for me. Like,
it struck me as like when Vince used to discover a word.
Yeah. And then just...
Was it stupendous?
Stupendous for that WrestleMania.
I was like, this isn't a new word.
Who made Ilya Dragunov the ombudsman of the United States title open challenge, right? He Ilia'd it, basically. He was like sort of, the open challenge, the very thing in which literally anybody could be stood in Gorilla and say, play my music, I'm going for a title shot. That's the one thing we know. Going back to John Cena, carrying on with Sami Zayn, and now Ilya Dragunov. The one constant is that, well, whoever turns up gets the shot. Apparently not.
Unless your name is Tommaso Ciampa.
Apparently now, the United States, I want to uphold the mantle of the fighting warrior of old. What the are you talking about, Ilya? You're the jackass, if anything, Jeff. That's all you're going to Specsavers. Like, it just made him come across like such an arsehole.
Yeah.
And then, like, when friggin...
We'll take all this back, by the way, if Johnny Knoxville shows back up.
Well, indeed. And when the recipient is Axiom, I've got no issue with, his friend is also a massive arsehole in Nathan Frazier.
Yeah, I think he might have won me over, actually, him. Jackass. I was like, yeah, he is one, to be honest.
Oh, the big program on SmackDown, DIY versus the Arsehole Club. Like, it's a total, we joke, it's proper Road Dogg because the dynamic is all off.
Yeah.
Like,
these are the good guys, right?
There is a baby face and a heel in this segment, but it's not who you think it is. It's just everyone's unlikable, massive failure of a segment. Match was good.
Match was incredible. I was just spotting here and I was like, cool, Ilya Dragunov's dead then. I suppose we'll just have to move on with the US Open Challenge. So following the break, we go back to SmackDown GM, can't remember his name, his office. He's there with Heyman and Bronson Reed. And Heyman has the War Games agreement binder. We all can't wait till that comes out every year.
Physical prop, doesn't he?
It's like
his hand with.
It's like, what do you love around this time of year? Well, obviously Regal's shouting it, but then obviously when the next big pop is obviously when we get to the War Games agreement binder, and he's like, I'm just double checking here that I can pick anyone under WWE contract, all brands, and SmackDown GM's like, yep, you came all the way here to ask about that. He's like, I'm just dotting the I's, crossing the T's, basically, mate. And then he's like, right, can you leave, please? Security comes in. But Cody walks in. Here he is. Heyman calls him the Golden Goose, who's got all this protection. Cody says, Paul Heyman, what do you want to talk about? Like, he did the thing. He didn't even do a promo. He did the thing. So this is a great show. That's why it's already on the street. Heyman's like, well, I want to talk about you getting involved in our business. Look, and he says, this is Friday Night SmackDown. The business isn't about your nonsense, effectively. It's about this WWE Championship, and if you're not here to fight Bronson Reed, then piss off. Bronson Reed's like, I'll have a fight. Mm-hmm. And Heyman's like, well, why would you do a fight unless it's for the actual title? And Cody says, I don't know who he's talking to. He just said, Nick. I was like, who the hell's that?
Yeah.
But he tells the person in power, I assume, to book the match, and it's made official.
I can only assume he was speaking to, again, based on how big a draw he's been, Braun Strowman's ex-partner, Nicholas, because he could just get himself in a random title
match. Or Nick Khan.
I was going to say Nicholas.
Like, Nick, and it'll go into the ether.
You're probably right. And to be absolutely fair to Paul Heyman, and I never am, when SmackDown GM said, "Why did you come all the way here for that? This could have been an email." To be absolutely fair to Paul Heyman, how can he email him if he can never remember his name? Because that would be my problem. If I wanted to send him an email, I wouldn't even know what to start. Something or other at Gmail. Mystery first name versus dot mystery surname at FreeServe. I don't know.
I know it's at WWE.com, but I don't. What do you do at that point?
Yeah. And do we know that
you got bounced back from SmackDown GM? From Mailer Damon or whatever his name is.
Yeah, you just at Blue Yonder didn't work, so we're never gonna know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got his own GeoCities page or something. Can't find it. So yeah, I said to you this morning as we were talking about this over the desk, because we talk about SmackDown over the desk. I've been on this podcast, in fact, and said the time might be now to expedite this Cody Rhodes heel turn. Like the second the crowds are diminishing even a little bit in terms of the box office, but also in terms of the noise, you have the opportunity here to go out on top. Like it's still soon enough that it will be like Seth breaking
it's the
up
Shield. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it might be just what the spark that 2026 needs. Somebody else gets to maybe Punk, but somebody else gets to drop into that babyface spot and see how that goes.
It should be Punk. Yeah, it should be Punk.
However, I would argue that for now 2 weeks in a row, they have fobbed us off with shoddy ass booking, and Cody Rhodes has been the babyface to kind of make you think, oh, great.
Yeah, a title match.
Each time, yeah.
This is definitely getting a finish, despite the fact they're all in War Games in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not on. It's bad practice. It's all of those things. And yet, like, again, if I'm in the building, Cody's putting the bell on the line. Like, he does have that, like, kind of, and it's like a magic wand thing. If you're a booker, you kind of rely on that. Talk about golden goose. You force that to lay eggs as long as humanly possible, because one of these days he ain't gonna no mo. And then that's when you're like, right, change it now. I can't get away with
I'd change it in about, let me think about it, 5 months' time.
Yeah, I can see the appeal. But then if they want to keep knocking out these lazy ass finishes especially, you kind of need Cody on top as a chief goodie.
Then we got the US Title Open Challenge, Ilya Dragunov versus Axiom. The early sort of chain wrestling, I like the bit where Axiom rolled underneath the chop. Dragunov was a bit like, you're a very talented man, aren't you? I was like, yeah, it's Axiom. He's class.
Yeah.
Axiom hit a dropkick to send Dragunov out of the ring. They sort of fight on the top rope at one point. Dragunov, of course, just headbutts him down and hits a senton, takes to a break. When we come back, Dragunov hits a German suplex. Axiom escapes, hits a Northern Light suplex. They get him back up, and it's normally Dragunov with this, but Axiom just twatted him in the face. Then hit a nice missile drop kick, shotgun missile drop kick for a 2 count. Dragunov wants a Constantine special, but that gets reversed into an armbar. So he lifts him up into like a deadlift powerbomb, and then there's an attempt at an H-bomb. Axiom up kicks him, and then kills him with a leaping springboard DDT.
Oh my God.
Amazing
near fall, because you thought, well,
you got to go and check the spot out.
It has to be a near fall because he's dead. You can't kick out at 2.9 if you're dead. But yeah, Dragunov's a bit wobbly, but he's obviously blood is pumping through his dick right now as a result of all that.
Oh, he's loving it.
Axiom hit an avalanche Spanish fly despite Dragunov trying to fight him off on the top rope. He's got him set up for his finish, the Golden Ratio. And then Dragunov finally gets his wits about him and just headbutts him. Torpedo Moscow, H-bomb, 1, 2, 3. Bit of show of respect post-match between Dragunov and Axiom. Dragunov leaves, and then during the break, Tommaso Ciampa beats up Axiom to set up the tag match for the next week.
I love a finisher used as a flash win from time to time. And that's kind of what this was, isn't it? Like Dragunov's been getting over in this run and has been getting over the H-bomb, Torpedo Moscow. The big things. Why do I say Moscow when? Because I know it to be Moscow. It's like Glasgow.
Yes.
But they call it Moscow, so I end up getting fooled into it. Like, I'm going to say Moscow.
I think it's probably because of one of my many, like golden tweets. There's sort of things that I'm going to retire on, which was when he fought Stax in NXT, and I wrote Torpedo Moscow. My bloody fingers! Because he kept stamping on him.
That's good. And you could have also gone like Torpedo. Oh, Moscow, my bloody fingers.
Really hope Tony D's all right. Concerning news this morning. It's like, oh, he's just hanging around in NXT. That's what people do when they're about to be fired.
Shout out Tony D.
Please don't.
So I like that. Do you know what? This could be
another reason why everyone's like, even if people dislike SmackDown, and the people who are like dogging on it, they always have to be like, oh man, it's rubbish. I mean, there's a Dragunov banger every single week, but
as there was a Sammy one. Again, I don't. I've said this about something else today, and I can't remember what it was. I don't consider myself much of a hot take person, but I don't mind the odd divisive one. I think I preferred this to the Nathan Frazier match.
Wow.
And a lot of people came out for that one. I loved it, obviously. But I really admired, there was a confidence to this one. And I admired how they kind of let their story do the talking in terms of when the audience were to be brought in. The Nathan Frazier one, bell rings 100 miles an hour. And as you would, it's Nathan Frazier. But the fans weren't given an opportunity to draw the breath, let alone catch it in that one. This one had a bit more of a considered tone to it. And that's because Axiom is a different wrestler than Nathan Frazier. They're tag partners, but they bring something different to the table. And Axiom believed he could potentially out-technically wrestle Ilya Dragunov. And that's what we saw for the first portion of this. And then as a result, by the time we get into the home straight, you have built a situation in which Axiom realizes, I've tried to wear this guy down. That's not the type of guy he is, so I need to go for kill shots. And he goes for kill shots, and he still can't win, but that then feels like his strategy. Where I guess it's kill shot city.
It's a bit like when you used to go after Miro's neck. It was a risk-reward thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You go for the big shot. If that doesn't work, it's just going to wind him up. If you go for the kill shot on Dragunov and you don't kill him, he's going to be so sexually engorged as a result of someone really hurt him. It's like he's invincible.
The only benefit to that is that if he comes, he's going to be knackered. So you got to keep going for the kill shots because there might be an arousal.
Kill shots, not cum shots.
Kill shots, not cum shots. Well, but kill shots then cum shots.
Yes.
Because if he passes the point of arousal and he prematurely ejaculates in his pants, then he's going to be knackered, isn't he? He's not going to be able to wrestle again for a good 5, 10, 15. I mean, we're all in our 40s.
I need to go to bed at that point.
Sometimes he's not going to wrestle.
In the morning.
In his 20s, he could sometimes wrestle again like minutes later. God, that was a time. But that's not happening ever again now. No chance. Straight to sleep for Ilya Dragunov, not wrestling again until the morning at the earliest. And even then, really, at this age, you kind of don't want to go in the morning.
Next week, if
nobody likes to wrestle with morning breath. So it's them days is over. Sometimes a week at best. Sometimes you kind of diary that match in, as in wrestle Friday night.
Yeah, or you take, SmackDown, so you take a blue pill or something. And
blue brand pill, that sort of thing, So that's what Axiom was going for tactically here. But he fell short, and Dragunov got the win. I'll DIY, Matt. Fine, do it.
That'd be awesome.
Fraxium and DIY, why not?
No noise, but it'll be awesome.
Well, this is it. This is the Fraxium thing, isn't it? It's can you make the fans give a toss? Yeah. Because it's been 3 years and nobody has.
We worked out what the secret ingredient is. Candice LeRae taking a wicked bump.
Oh, God. I just think Nathan Frazier's going to
Man just starts and just jumps off a ladder. Is this anything?
Gargano's against the ropes or something. Nathan Frazier's here I go, 100 bloody miles an hour. And he runs it and Gargano's oh my gosh, yeah. He just drills Candice off the apron or something.
I mean...
Maybe.
But speaking of balls, R-Truth, remember him?
Yeah.
He's popped in and he wants to be in the tournament. And the joke is he's already in the tournament, but he gives his balls to SmackDown GM. I can't remember what his name is. And then he gives them to Chelsea Green. Because is she having a championship celebration next week? This week?
This week.
We need to sort of SmackDown preview because there's no way he's going to talk about that with any good faith.
Not least other big match that got been set up for it. Oh, yeah. Hit the button.
Oh, my God.
Second week in a row for the R-Truth bollocks joke.
Wasn't good the first week.
What with this man was the subject of the biggest the scandal of the year. I declare creative bankruptcy.
He's not in the tournament, is he?
Who could possibly care?
I mean, yeah.
He's wrestled him twice this year.
One
of them.
Andy was talking about it. We did an after news thing about the creative bubble. Was it burst within WWE? And I was like, it hasn't burst. It's just got a lot smaller, in my opinion. Because burst implies there's nout left. And that's a lie. Of
course there is.
Sami Zayn win the world title. Punk versus...
Biggest match in the company is left.
Versus Cody.
So let's not get daft.
I think we're right. But he was and I get it, 100%. And I agree.
What was that rooted in?
What the
Did just like watch SmackDown or something?
No, it was just a vote with it. He did a vote on
okay.
On the community page, and it was like, to be fair, it was like 85%. Yep.
Somebody said it on the Netflix special. I was like, there it is. Boom over.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there can't be good stuff. Boom, done.
Yeah.
You could tell it.
But he was talking about it, and he was like, they really dropped the ball, and then like everyone was talking about R-Truth, and I like couldn't say this outright, but I was a bit like, I'm 100% annoyed that what happened, like post-turn with the John Cena heel run up until probably, we all say CM Punk versus John Cena was kind of when it turned around. That's what everyone says. But like, I get that. But like when he was like, they really, they had this opportunity. I was like, I didn't care, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm brutally honest. And I wasn't like, oh my God, when is R-Truth getting into this tournament? I was far happier to hear someone's name like Carmelo Hayes being involved, for example. Or Enter.
Yeah.
So.
Stupid.
But championship celebration for Chelsea Green. Absolutely. Yes, please.
Oh my God.
What?
What if on the Saturday night's main event, Truth comes out with his big pair of balls and he's like, well, I'm here for my match. Right? And thinking he's going to wrestle John Cena. And like, he is booked. But he just gets absolutely obliterated by somebody from NXT.
Obafemi.
If you want. Like, and the whole deal is like the NXT versus main roster guys night. That's the theme, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, imagine that. And Obafemi's the best shout. Like, well, I'm here for my match. It's John Cena's last match, right? It is in an hour. Obafemi just.
Oh, cool. Listen. And the good news is that'll keep it short.
Exactly.
We've said they don't need to do long matches.
Yep.
Tell you what they do need to do, and that's go to Chicago, Illinois, for the United Center for the 2026 Elimination Chamber PLE.
Oh my God.
My forearm on that one. Already sent you the screenshot. Thursday night, as soon as the announcement was made. Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Me too.
Imagine if you can. I don't know if you can even get this in your head. Oh, it's a hard one. Mind Palace. Imagine CM Punk in an electric United Center. I mean, if you could conjure that moment, you definitely wouldn't let it slip through your fingers.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Probably sell 1 million of these bad boys. I know that much.
Unless you were scared for your life.
Tony Gargano.
Right, Sami Zayn's out. Huge pap, obviously.
I'm going to Fulham away this weekend. The mighty Sunderland AFC are going to walk into Tony Khan's Craven Cottage and respect the point. Like, it's an away game in the Premier League. I'm not daft. It could all fall apart.
I forgot proper football was back this weekend.
Thank God, by the way. But yeah, walk into Craven Cottage.
Some teams played this weekend. And despite what the experts may have said, tastes good. Despite what they said about XG, looks like you got your goalkeeper sent off, dickheads. And thank you very much. Yep. We'll have the 1-0 Grimsby. We bantered them off on Twitter because when we scored like an absolute worldie a few years ago, Kabongo Shimanga, legend.
Miss him.
The commentator for the obviously Grimsby channel just went, yep. That was his commentary for the goal. Yep. 1-0.
Sunderland Grimsby was my first Sunderland game,
I'm so sorry to hear that.
We won. Roker Park, December 1991, I think. I can't remember if it was 1-0 or 2-0. I remember my dad and brother telling me how I was a little bit more entertained by the animations on the soon-to-be broken scoreboard than I was the game of football.
Makes sense, yeah. The amount of times I went to games early on and I'd like miss a goal and I was like, cool. When they show the replay, no, that doesn't happen because this is just lower league football.
In person, not the telly.
I wasn't paying attention. I was kicking a crisp packet around the family stand. Sorry about that. Anyway, Sami Zayn comes out. He says, look, it's been extremely high highs, extremely low lows since I came to SmackDown. I said I was going to win the US title. I did, took that from Solos. For John Cena in his last match on SmackDown. I was like, oh, God, yeah, it is. That's just a fact. Didn't get finished, but, never mind. But it's been very difficult the last few weeks because I've had to sit and watch these bloody MFTs do all this whilst I'm not medically cleared. They've attacked friends of mine, people I respect. I understand why SmackDown GM, I can't remember his name is, has said that I can't work, I'm a liability, all that sort of thing. So I sat back, but now I want to deal with it face to face. And then the real stars of the show turn up. I'm talking about Solo Sikoa and the MFTs. And Solo comes out. Sammy, you really think you know who you are, huh? I know the real Sammy, huh? I know the real you. You're pathetic. You're a liar. You're desperate. And when you're desperate, you do desperate things. You're so damn selfish. You don't care about anybody. You don't even care about these people in Albany. But for me, what I care about is my family. These men standing next to me on their ridiculous white face.
All full gear.
I mean, he kind of gave the game away because he didn't say that, then immediately said, I care about their loyalty to me. You know nothing about loyalty when it comes to family. As a matter of fact, you better watch that about the hell you're talking to before I come in there and kick your ass. Because you're still wounded. So it could all end very bad for you. It could drop you right here, right now. But I'm not going to. They've all surrounded the ring by this point. I'm going to wait till you're medically cleared. And when you do, understand I'm coming for you. Sammy's like, well, yeah, about that, I am. So let's go. But the thing you need to know about me is I don't exactly come alone. And then to a huge pop.
Of course it was a huge pop. We'll get to that.
Here come Rey Fénix, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the Motor City Machine Guns to fight off all the fellas.
Yeah.
Sammy tells Soto to bring it. Sammy stomps him down, goes for the Hoover kick, but Tula Tonga saves the leader of the MFTs. JC Mateo jumps Sammy from behind. The MFTs gang up on him, but then the babyfaces clear the ring, and Rey Fénix takes out the MFTs with an awesome-looking tornado to close this segment. And it sets up, I should mention later on, I'll just skip to this now, because I'm just going to barely mention it.
Yep.
Who could have possibly seen this coming? Oh, we did. We literally called it. Again, another spoiler. Sorry about that. That it's going to be a 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series match on the SmackDown before Survivor Series.
Yes, please. I will set up a PO box.
Oh, and then the screen went, blah, 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 and there was someone in the background.
Oh, yeah, it was a Wyatt. I think it was Uncle Howdy, wasn't it? Or something.
Who cares?
Yeah. I'll set up a PO box so people can send their stamped addressed apologies somewhere for once again doubting the brilliance of the MFTs. Let me tell you a little story. It's called The Last Time the Motor City Machine Guns Got a Pop. It was when they won the tag team titles against, not like coincidentally, the old New Bloodline before they were the MFTs. And ever since then, silence is golden whenever they come out. Shinsuke Nakamura last got a reaction like this in 2016 in Dallas, and Rey Fénix has never had one in WWE. But
yes! Shinsuke Nakamura's here!
Sami's in and 4 Steve Austins. Like, the roof comes off for some goodies coming up and beating up some baddies because that's a business.
You're a goddamn beard, yeah.
Solo Sikoa being wrong-footed by Sami Zayn was brilliant because this dipshit thinking he has all the cards is constantly brilliant. Like,
he's holding one of the cards that faces Sammy. I can see cards. I can see cards on it.
He's holding a card that says in massive letters, Sammy's cleared.
Yeah.
But he's holding it the wrong way. So, like,
yes, you wait till you're 100% cleared. I am 100% cleared. I wasn't ready for that. He's the best. Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
This slander against the MFTs we will not stand for anymore.
Not here. Not in this SmackDown coverage, gang. It's brilliant. Like, legit, watch it. If you don't believe us and think we're just doing some sort of bit, A, we don't do bits on this podcast. B,
that was a brilliant physical embodiment of how cocky Solo was.
A new thing just happened, didn't it? There.
Yeah. More promos in the build to that SmackDown, I'd say.
Yes, please. Yeah, the Guns, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rey Fénix. Not since what was it? Apple versus the Core of like. Sabine stables that serve no purpose of existing other than for one joke, and it's like, is this good? In fact,
yeah.
Like the goodies that want to stop the MFTs are all right by me. And tune into the Raw preview if you haven't already. I think actually a really good podcast. It shows what happens when WWE actually generate a bit of enthusiasm beforehand, as they have done for this Raw. For some fantasy booking from Wilbourn. And in fact, myself, I guess, it is loosely MFT related.
Yes.
That could factor in. We could be, as you listen to this, we could have already been proven wrong and it could just be bloody Joe Hendry.
Just throwing you off the old scent.
Yeah. But very nicely arrived upon for a match that I am really looking forward to. I love how they're like, traditional style Survivor Series match on the pre-Survivor Series SmackDown. For me, you can take off both War Games and stick the old 5-on-5s back on the PLE. If you're asking.
We're saying this on WrestleCulture. Like, can we change it so like you just mix it up and sometimes you have a Survivor Series match, sometimes you have War Games. You know, each their own.
Whatever you want.
Because and I was like, maybe you could just like genuinely whisper this. Go back to all the champions fighting each other, including the guys from NXT.
Don't think I need that. Don't think I need that.
Can you imagine if it had been, I mean, not now, obviously. I love her, but imagine if you'd had JC Jane in War Games, in Survivor Series.
Sorry. I mean, that would be pretty cool. No. Right now, as a sort of most ridiculous, like the all-time Tony Fumble Derby, it would be Punk, Cody, and Ricky Saints. Like, he's the man in the middle.
Triple H had realised this sooner, he'd been like, bollocks to War Games.
Something terrible's happened. Somebody said,
Jake Cargill being the women's one as well.
Yeah. Somebody set fire to the cage structure. We can't do war games. He's got like a massive kind of like lighter fluid and gas.
And Stephanie Vaquer. Wait a second.
Wait a minute. What have we done here?
Jade Cargill. I mean, Tatum Paxley, but she's awesome.
Yeah. Jade Cargill and Stephanie Vaquer in one, and Punk, Cody, and Ricky Saints in the other. Tear it up. Tear up everything. Tear up what I just said 35 seconds ago, in fact. Yeah, book it. You're trying to think of the tag ones now, aren't you?
No, I'm trying. Oh my God. You could also have another ex-AW winner because you'd have Dom, Ilya, and Ethan Page. So you'd be like, Ethan Page standing tall here in Survivor Series.
Did it beat the most overstar in the company and like with this up-and-coming guy that's just come back? Give it Ethan. Just make a point.
Dom was wanting to just beat Ilya Dragunov, though.
That'd be so funny as well because the last time they did this NXT involvement was a spite attack on AEW in 2019. So like
exactly what I'm thinking.
6 years later, fresh spite.
So anyway, following all this, Cody's in the back, runs into Jey Uso. Jay's like, I heard about what's happening. I got your back out there. And Jimmy, hi guys, Jimmy slides in. By the way, I've had a think about this, and I think I've worked out what's happening. Right. Jimmy slides in to just sort of be like, hi guys, yeah, I'm in War Games as well. And everyone's like, huh? Yeah, I'm in War Games as well. Say it again, I'm in War Games as well. Okay, I love you, Big Jim, but really?
Yeah.
You're going to pick 5 of your best? Jay had a little look, he always does, where he's like, as this happened, are they going to add John Cena, right, to the team?
Yeah.
Team's made then, correct? Punk, Cody, Usos, John Cena.
Yeah.
And then are they going to have like Roman come in and be like, I think we all know whose spot I'm taking. And then suddenly, Jay's, by the way, that was implied, Jimmy Uso's attack backstage and they're all like, bloody Vision lot attack. Subsequently, you find out Jay attacked his own brother.
Oh, my God.
So he kept his spot in War Games, and Roman took Jimmy's to be like, yeah, and that's why me and Jay can be like, that's why me and Roman are going to fight for our brother, because he said he wasn't going to talk to him until after Thanksgiving, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know when Thanksgiving is. End of this month, isn't it?
Let's just,
nearly Black Friday.
It's, yeah.
Black and Blue Friday for some of these people, probably.
I was on honeymoon for Thanksgiving. Anyway, because the parks were really quiet, and like the likes of IHOP and that were doing like Thanksgiving specials where you get like a discount on.
Why haven't we got Thanksgiving here? We take all the other stuff and we don't take the best thing.
You could take it all
pre-Christmas.
You could take it all and throw it in a big bin for me, pal. Like you get rid of Halloween, bin, Easter, bin, Christmas, bin. What we keep getting instead? Thanksgiving. Just a massive turkey dinner on a random Thursday in November. Yes, please.
And football.
But like we could have Premier League.
Yeah.
They have the NFL. We could have our own football. Football and turkey on a Thursday in November. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Better, if anything. What if, say this Jey Uso master plan of yours was actually what's going down here. What if, so he's attacked Jimmy, and then it is revealed latterly, for motivations that we can make up at the time, that he was the one that attacked Jacob Fatu, and he's set about decking all of his family members for some reason.
And then instead of it being Jimmy and Jay, Jay versus handicap match, Big Jim and Jacob Fatu.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
We fantasy booking Jey Uso as a criminal mastermind.
If only he could have someone who could manage those affairs for him.
Go on.
Tony D.
Oh, right, yeah. You've done it. You found him a role.
Just desperate. I'm desperate. Got anything? Come on, please.
Check under that sofa.
Well, for a period, I thought he could be the mysterious. I mean, we all thought it was Joe Hendry, to be honest.
Yep.
The mysterious opponent for L.A. Knight.
Yeah. Oh, no.
In the last time is now tournament first round match. But woo, hit. And I was like, Jesus, how long's that been? And he gets somewhat of a pop. There's good reaction from the crowd. People weren't like, oh, God.
Yeah, a nice reaction for Zack Ryder. Not a massive pop, but a nice reaction. An element of it might be because, like, you and I were there for it, actually, in person. Remember when him and Hawkins won the tag belts?
I don't want to talk about it. It was what nearly ruined WrestleMania 35 for me. I was like, why are you doing this to FTR, the revival?
Yeah.
Because it was the most obvious bit of, like, Vince... You think you know where this is going. No, I know where this is going. They lose. Oh, but these losers, guess what? Well, they just won on WrestleMania. What a night, eh? No, you shouldn't take the titles off the revival. They're way better.
But he had that the music he came out to here.
But will the SNL guys win the Andre? No, it's going to be Braun Strowman because he's a natural wrestler.
I don't care about that either.
Matt Hardy's going to make a 20-minute entrance, though. Don't worry about that one.
Yeah, at that time, like they had, it was either this music or one very similar to it, but it's this like, it's a pre-Def Rebeling.
Yes, because sorry, I said woo woo woo. He went woo woo woo, and I was like, "Where's the enthusiasm gone?"
Yeah, this is that like theme that people have forgotten. Where like, if you remember, oh radio, tell me everything you know. No, this
I like the song. Sorry, I'm going to keep going there.
No, but that's what people remember. But this is like, oh radio, oh radio. I am playing the radio. Jugga 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 jugga. It's like,
do you like am often?
Maybe you want to tune in the dab. Which, by the way, you're still losing the time tunnel. Come on, the World Wide Web. So yeah, like that was a bit of a pop diffuser because I think people heard at least one of the woos. It's like, wait a minute, the second and third woos are not what I was expecting.
Yeah,
mild reaction. Like we've stalled a bit here because, as I kind of pointed out earlier on, like if I don't want to take your job here, but like there's not a lot to the match because they're kind of Spider-Man memes of each other. And LA Knight's taking his spot.
I did think that. I was like, we've still got the main event, the whole world title. I know it's not going to come to fruition, but I was like, Jay Cargill matches. I know that's still happening. And so I was looking at the clock, and I was like, and then he went for a Rough Rider immediately. I was like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, he went for a schoolboy, sorry, and then immediately went for a Rough Rider. And LA Knight even was like, Jesus, man, right, calm down. That's not what we do things around here. So they went to a break, came back. Knight fights back with a back body drop. But Ryder, after a neck breaker, reverses a scoop slam and hits the broski boot. Nailed him, by the way, with that. It's one of those ones where I was like, that's going to take an apology in the...
Yeah.
You know, normally it's meant to like just graze across your face. Looks a lot worse than it actually is. This one is like... Once an unprettier, Knight counters that into a reverse DDT, goes to that elbow off the top, but Ryder dodges that, hits a Rough Rider, gets a 2 count. I like the finish, to be fair. He was like, right, that didn't work. Knight tries for a BFT and all this. But Zack Ryder heads up top. I assume wanting a super Rough Rider, just gets caught by a Knight with a huge powerbomb who hits the BFT. 1, 2, 3, he advances.
Fine. I think sometimes you just have to sort of like accept the truth when it's happening in front of you. This reminded me, I like Zack Ryder a lot, and I've got a lot of time for Matt Cardona and how he's gone about his business over the last few years. It doesn't offend me or bother me that he's such a twerker for the Fed because, well, I mean, so am I. But the sometimes the reaction and all, this match was just the match exactly as you described it, not more, not less. But it reminded me, there was a run where, remember when Heath Slater was like bringing out the legends to kick his ass in that run up to Raw 1000 it was.
There's Sid for that.
Sid came out for it and he just didn't get much. And he, kicked him in the gut and powerbombed him, if I remember correctly. Maybe even chokeslammed him.
Still look huge.
Yeah, it's Sid, right? It's Sid forever. But like, he got what he got off that crowd. And I had to just be like, okay, like I would, if I'd have been in the building, you'd have heard my squeals from row Z. But it's not everybody's guy. And
it's like that awkward thing where they have the resurrection of Jake the Snake, the amazing. Check it out if you haven't seen the DDP documentary. And they're like, and then he came back on Raw, and I was like, didn't sound like that though, did it?
No, this is it. Like I'm going nuts at home, and
he's Snake, and everyone's like,
yeah.
I'm like, to be fair, come on,
it's Jake Roberts. Come on, guys, get up from. But he just wasn't their guy that night, whatever. And this was sort of the case.
Yeah,
like, he wasn't really Albany's guy. Would he have got a better reaction in Madison Square Garden, like marginally? But
it's a big spot, isn't it?
Yeah,
we don't know what's going to happen on Raw yet.
That's it. As we're recording this, we don't know. And maybe when you watch this, you're like, did they measure this just right? I guess we will see.
Yeah, let's judge it tomorrow.
If this becomes more. And judge it tomorrow based on
that will remind me, I will say on the Raw review.
Would Cardona have been a better spot? Yeah, we'll see. This is fine.
It's just The Rock comes out. Well, that conversation.
Solo's a cat.
What? We're counting the bloodline here at the MFT, so who's going to come out and face me? If you so well!
Solo would be amazing at that. And then rock bomb.
Son of a bitch. That's my move. That's spinning solo.
I want that so much.
Oh, God.
Just like what he did against the Wyatts at WrestleMania. Rips off the gear. He's got I'm ready to go.
He comes out and he's like, okay, yeah, Hollywood Rock. And he's like, no, final boss, motherfucker. Oh, no.
Imagine how good Solo would be at selling that in the aftermath.
It would be so
tantruming with the MFTs on SmackDown. Yeah. Where are you on Monday? Where are you on Monday?
Technically, I'm running the bloodline right now. If you look at the flow chart, so...
Pull down the screen.
He should have laid down for me.
He's made his new one, but he scribbled The Rock's name out angrily. Oh, that'd be so good. Oh,
yeah, you
God.
know what, to be honest, I think Matt Cardona didn't deserve to spot an MSG because Dwayne got it.
We've gone with The Rock.
I think if I'm Matt,
Rock would love that because it was in Madison Square Garden where they were chanting "We Want Ride" during his match. Like, oh, all right then. 14 years later, I'll get my revenge.
Can I change my pick?
I'm going with The Rock.
I sound like Jerry Lawler in the Rumble. I've got a new pick actually. The Rock.
And I'm thinking about it, and I'm loving it as much because of Solo.
Yeah,
like how much fun he'd have with that.
Yeah, there's not a single person who can touch my Simone. Oh, anyway, so yeah, LA Knight advances, good stuff. There was a bit of me.
Tongalo was stuck in traffic. Don't get there. Bloody hell.
Tongalo mocks out for him. Forgets he's on Team Solo. LA Knight advances. There was a bit until that I was thought, how many first round matches are there in this tournament?
I know, I had that as well. And anyway,
these are the last ones.
Next week's brackets. Like, wait a second. You're trying to build it in your head. It's like, well, I haven't even seen a graphic yet, mate. But there's 2 more on Raw tonight. There's 2 more on SmackDown.
I think
and
that's
then it's like that would give us an Elite 8, would it not?
Yeah.
So there we go. So we've actually just seen, we started with 16, working into the quarters.
It was never mentioned, so they just kept announcing first round matches. Oh, okay, I guess the one I'm not in, isn't in this week.
I think they're trying to secretly extend Cena's run without telling it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, the tournament's not, we can't have it set tonight's main event in December now. We'll probably get this tournament wrapped around April next year.
Yeah, sound good? Mello and Bronson Reed and Penta and Finn Balor. Good. I'm intrigued by the...
Yeah, I don't like either of those matches, but I want to see how far Penta can go in it.
And Mello, actually, I should mention in all of this, where is that? Oh, it's after the announcement. Yeah, said Mike.
It's getting serious.
You might have won the battle. The war's just begun. I'll be seeing you, sort of thing. And yeah, he had a confrontation with Bronson Reed, who basically said, I'm going to end Cody Rhodes now, win the world title, I assume, end John Cena's career, but after I beat you, obviously.
Yeah.
I've missed something in all this. Oh, of course, because I skipped past the Alexa Rio? Yes, that's the name. Beat down after the Zack Ryder match. And then I looked at the clock and I went, this is perfect. Jade Cargill versus B-Fab. Destroyed her. B-Fab got in. A drop kick and elbows in the corner. I think that was it. Yep. She tried a pump kick, got elbowed in the face. Jade hit a fall-away slam, choke slam, powerbomb. Jaded. The fans were like, yeah, do it again. And then Michin came and shoved her on her ass as well. Perfect booking of Jade Cargill.
The less I have to say, the more I love it. Consider that rule of the Jade Cargill thing. If you're recapping it and that's exactly how it played out, to the exact perfect crowd response, and by the way, this is getting her more over than she's been thus far, shouldn't be a surprise because we've seen it work with Jade once before, and it's best served as a heel, which is what she is. No nuts.
And what did we say last week or on the preview? I was like, squash her, then have her squash Michin.
Yep.
I like Michin, but she's in a certain position. Then you get maybe back to Tiffany for whatever, Saturday night's main event or just a big
It's
SmackDown.
its own ladder, isn't it, this division? Yep. Loved it.
Then we get a promo, actually. We can recreate it for you now.
Okay.
It's Charlotte Strabach, and here's my snake, Zelina Vega. Yeah, he says, Damien, that's how shit we. You don't believe that? No. You threw me on top of a table. You tried to throw me through things, and you tried to kill me with some steps or something. The only person that fears anything is you. Fear over what we made you become. Tell him, Zelina. You ain't got to say anything.
We said that we would force you to break your code. We said that we would kidnap you. And I think we did exactly that.
But enough about you. We have our eyes set on greatest things. And it is Arsenal, I think, which brings me to the locker room. Big games, big matches. People that hold world titles. I left fear behind the day I stepped foot back in this place, and I became the thing that nobody wanted me to become. everybody's enemy. But speaking of fear, Zelina, you know what a pirate's worst fear is on a blind date? What do you think?
No idea.
What do you think a pirate's worst fear on a blind date, huh? It's a sunken chest and no booty. Which what I mean by that is because pirates are actually looking for treasure. Therefore, sunken chest, obviously. No booty is another word for treasure. But also that means no boobs and no ass. Works both ways. Thanks very much, guys.
That's why I married him.
Bye, Alistair and Zelina.
I mean, it's bollocks, isn't it?
My mate Sparky said to me, do you think Damian Priest's going to join Alistair Black? And I was like, that's like a dark team.
It is. I do not support any fantasy booking that involves some sort of like House of Black.
But he said this to me, and I was like, that's a hell of a show, that is.
Oh, God, maybe that's why I went for his eye, because that's what bonds them.
Well, this
corrupted eyes.
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, God, you're probably right. Sparky!
Main event time, WWE Championship on the line, ladies and gentlemen.
Again.
Bronson Reed runs over Cody early on. We head to a break. We come back. Cody fights back, hits a disaster kick.
Don't bother winning the Blue Rumble. Forget the chamber. Ask for it.
No, wait till he offers it.
Actually, yeah. Just turn up on SmackDown and be slightly difficult with the GM. It's not even like he got in Cody's face, really.
No. He's like, what are you doing here? Right, fine, if you don't want to fight.
Book it!
Goes for the dusty elbow, but Reed counters that with a nice jagged edge DVD. Misses the tsunami. Cody Cutter gets a near fall. Reed spills to the outside. Rhodes went for a suicide dive, but Reed hit him with a big elbow. Then Reed charged at Cody, but Cody dodged that and sent him into the timekeeper's area. He clears the announce table, and Bron Breakker comes flying in for the DQ. Logan Paul's there as well. They beat him down. Usos run in for the save. They clear the ring of Reed and Breakker. They drop Logan Paul with a 1D, set up a table with him on it. They're going to go for the double oos through the table. But who should appear? But wait a second, aren't you suspended? Drew McIntyre. He pushes Jimmy off the top. He crashes to the outside, headbutts him, and he gets involved. SmackDown GM's out there, and Paul Heyman's like, the binder that I told you about, you said anybody.
Yeah.
And so Jay super kicks McIntyre, but McIntyre blocks the spear. Bron Breakker spears Jay through the table that's been set up in the corner. Paul hits Jimmy with a titanium punch. Cody gets back in there, and McIntyre hits him with a claymore, and they drag Cody to the corner. He gets hit with a tsunami by Bronson Reed. McIntyre has joined the Visions team in all this War Games chaos.
Bad match, bad finish for the second week in a row with Cody Rhodes, and that is a problem. And I just want to say that now because I was broadly in favour of what happened after the fact. But stop booking this. I don't like it. 2 weeks in a row, 2 title matches, 2-0 finishes. Cody Rhodes.
Some fans are thick, but they're not that thick to think, oh, I better ring my mates and tell them that the title was about to change hands.
Exactly. They're not. This is that like really bad old mindset of WWE being like, oh, they'll be so mad at the heels. No, they're not. They're just watching this pattern booking play out with lazy outcomes. Don't do it. Like, it makes the heels look thick as well because it's like all of them going, yeah, we got him. And like after the fact, should not go backstage and be like, oh, Bronson, I'm really sorry about that, mate. Like Bronson's I was like, I know it wasn't going great, but it wasn't going terrible. Could have won. Could have won the belt.
We could have beaten him down afterwards.
Yeah, sure. He would just wait. So I hate all that. And it makes you ask the wrong questions of what was an otherwise quite satisfying reveal. Didn't see Drew McIntyre coming in this role. Really wrong-footed by the... wrong-footed, not just by the suspension, but then also by Paul Heyman.
Didn't even think when Cody got added, Drew will be on the other side then.
No, not at all. Like, the suspension was the good device to throw you off that scent, not least when Paul Heyman was like, so I can have anyone from anywhere, right? It's a nice misdirect, ultimately, with this Drew thing.
Because you're thinking Brock.
Yeah. And it felt quite powerful watching Drew, yet again, make this choice that goes against so many of his values because he makes up he's the guy that decides the rules, apparently. So the enemy
of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. Like once upon a time, it would have been like, no, I will do everything in my power to stop the bloodline. I'm motivated by always killing. Look what they did to me. Well, who was at the front of that? Paul Heyman. Yeah, but it's different. Like, I'm making a deal with this devil this time, in fact, actually, because these are rules I'm now making up, you know?
And also, Pat Drew could be there. If he's hanging out with Bron Breakker and just like Bron's doing all the heavy lifting, he could be like, Pat Drew again.
Yeah, I don't hate it. This is what I mean. I really don't hate this. All of this has come together, and oh my God, I didn't think about it until the fans in Albany. Thank you very much, Albanites, for could be wrong, sorry, but you don't need my apology. You get to live in Albany. You're that close to New York all the time. the fact that like when Drew's doing the beatdown and that, and they're realizing the fans are realizing the babyface are outnumbered. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna cheer for the heroes. None are forthcoming because that's not how this show's going. But they start chanting CM Punk.
CM Punk, yeah.
I remember you chucking CM Punk and Drew McIntyre back in a cage against each other again. That's absolutely awesome, and I can't wait for that. Yes, please. Like the bit when they're in the two cages, like stood in the aisle.
It was kind of Sid just pointing when he's like, you think about the post match. That's exactly what I got from this. I went, oh, you're not getting to finish this match, but what about the post match?
What about the post match? What about the post match? Yeah. Slight worry because Braun fired himself out of cannon at such pace that he had to clear half the ring to hit that spear on Jey Uso through a table and then was limping as the show went off the air. So I hope he's all right.
He'll be fine.
Because it was, but the way all the spots were arranged were pretty exciting as well. Baddies. Like I did like how they kind of got to where they got to.
Oh God, is Logan Paul gonna win?
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff, this. And Drew, as I mentioned last week, like being back in his more familiar, like all black vest top, like trousers, whatever, with the baddies this week, as opposed to the prior week where it's like, I'm the good guy!
Yeah.
Like decked out all in white.
I'm back, sweet boy.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good. Didn't see this coming. Fun twist.
Yeah.
Fun twist.
Excited to see where they go next on the road to War Games. But let us know your thoughts on SmackDown in the comments section below or on X at WhatCulture WWE. You can follow me on X, but you can't follow him. You can follow him at...
Michael Hamflett on Cameo or Hamflett X at Gmail.
Ooh.
There you go.
You can follow me on X at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, as I said. Make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. The Raw preview is available right now. We're going to be doing a Q&A live on YouTube very soon, but by the time this goes out, it'll already happened. So we'll release that as a podcast later on today as well. But for now, this has been the SmackDown review, where we've talked about SmackDown going back to 3 hours. Jey Uso versus The Miz, Jade Cargill dominating, Zack Ryder returning, and all the War Games chaos.
The SmackDown review. It's got all this, and who needs the Nexus when you've got the core?
I'll see you soon.